You're gonna take all that away from me. It's any chance that I'm gonna know what was your card. It's only you know which is your card, right? Alright. So let me do like that. You can shuffle the cards. Yeah, right. Can I take everything is fine? Did they play anything? Yeah.
Thank you to. Hello? No noise? Okay, it's fine. You're probably just too close to me. Right, thank you guys for your patience and thank you for coming with the weather and everything that's going on today. So we're not running quite late, but we're all right. So today we have our film event, our networking event today, and we're going to start with Annalie Wilson. She's going to perform for you for about an hour or so. So take a seat. Hopefully we have a bit of a vibe today with the music. Is that alright? Yeah. Lovely. Thank you.
Hi, thank you very much.
Alright.
Just to manage your expectations,
I'm gonna try quickly finish this trick so you can enjoy it. So you remember your card?
if you want to chat, obviously that's fine. If you're feeling socially awkward, you can listen. Because some of my music might actually resonate with that feeling like the other one. Because we're all creators here, right? So you see some colourful experiences in our lives. So I'm going to cover some of those. The first one we're doing is called Skill, and this is about ups and downs, which I guess
Give me
a lot of us
your
will know
hands
something about
like that.
creative work.
Don't worry. Okay, close it out. And now I'm gonna touch your hand. Do not move your hand any hard. I'm gonna just move your hand. Until the moment we're gonna just
Shedding my skin for the first time I feel ready to be.
Is anyone sitting here?
I'm This is just we're all here because we make some kind of artistic work, and there are so many different things that inspire us as artists. Personally, I tend to write about that's actually a bit much. Yeah, two subjects mostly, no, three subjects: love, death, and social justice. So these are the things that I get fired up about. So one of the songs I'm going to do now for you is it's actually about being interrogated. It's about youth climate activists. About the interrogation. Could it stop? Thank you. I mean, I've been upstaged by many things, but never.
I think this is a short clip of their production.
Oh, right, fantastic.
Looks like they're testing out their technology. It's quite dry, isn't it?
I'm sure no disrespect is meant. This is a tantalising clip of what we can expect later on. Yeah, so anyway, climate change, it's a big problem. Some people are, tying themselves to buildings and destroying property and all sorts of stuff, so let's hear it for them. We can do some weeping as well, if you like that.
I'm waiting longer. There's no floating and the sound's getting stronger. While the ice is wearing thin, come out of the shadows. So your voice can be received. Don't stand silent. Come fight for the air that you breathe. 'Cause we all have power to change. And we all have power to change. There's a waiting for us. Where we climb to see, turn up what was on us. And poison everywhere. Now there's blood in the ocean. And the moon is rolling deep. Don't rush for the ocean. Don't allow yourself to sleep. 'Cause we
How are you? Oh, you're well planned this time. Yeah. Well organised. Yeah, it's all working now. So Instagram is doing it. across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Facebook?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are all going right now.
Well, one thing I forgot to mention to you, I spoke to my IT guys there based in Pakistan.
Yeah.
They said it's good if you could mention the location as well.
Mention location?
Eh?
Okay.
That's what they told me, that if you could mention the location, that kind of helps with the algorithm or something.
Okay, because I'm gonna do it right now. I'm not sure if I can do it right now. I can track.
Yeah. Have a look at it.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah, so this is not quite what I was expecting, but that is life sometimes, isn't it? And I'm sure many of us in this line of work have been in situations that didn't turn out quite as we planned. And the best thing to do is always is to write about it. And I've been fortunate to have landed in many situations in my life that it didn't go as planned. So this song is a testament to all that. And you know, sometimes we all feel a little bit like, is this really what I should be doing with my life? Is it something else? Maybe I should be in Bangkok. Maybe actually I was pretty good at pouring drinks. And he's not so good. Maybe, maybe it's time to call it quits. January feels like a sanctuary, for something about me. Lost my direction on the road to perfection, and now he's on his line to hold about. They told me don't make go. If you don't keep on dancing, then you'll never know. I lost my fire, and I just can't see how. I think I'm over now. I think I'm over now. Oh, it's my heart that's freezing over, and they say it's just the time of year. I'm tired of waiting for this break. I've been thinking it so long. Now I'm facing all my fears. They tell me, don't give up. If you don't play the game, then you'll never win. I fly around and I just can't see how. I think I'm over now.
time again. I'm tired of waiting for this day. I've been thinking it so long. Now I'm facing all my friends. They tell me, don't give up. You don't play the game and you'll never come. My fire went out and I just can't see now. Don't come over now. Time is wasting you by. You're wasting time. How can you stay in the way till it turns blue? Cause life is a rain. Life is the magazine you read. Because you don't know what to do. You'll tell me, don't let go. You don't dancing and you'll never know. I lost my faith and I just can't see now. So come over now. Then come over now. Yeah, you guys know what I mean, right? Yeah, a rough time. So, this one's a little bit less sad. I guess I do veer towards the melancholy. I'm not going to apologise for that, you know. Let's go like it's sad, right? So, but we always get a little bit of humour, I think. It's important to have humour. It's kind of Irish stuff. Oh, the short girls, that. Yeah, it's really not that wrong, is it? No, fair enough. You know what? You do, yeah, I'm wearing tights. You do, I like it, it's actually kind of inspiring. It's so cheerful. It feels cheerful. So, this is tricky. I'm going to sing it on Come Over Tonight, which is a bit redundant because you're all here already, but it's sort of a metaphor anyway, and it's like a metaphor for bringing all of your challenges and all of your stuff and working out. It's kind of what I would hope that you could do in this troubled world, rather than blaming and attacking people, just learn to handle them. So Come Over Tonight. Come on,
I'm just going to remove a layer. This is not that act. Women's got a really sexist review for taking a layer of clothing off during sex, so I'm a bit worried about it. But it's I shouldn't have checked on the floor like teenage boy. It's going to be auctioned after the gig for £5,000. Just saying that. That's a steal, because one day it's going to be worth $1 million. tread water. Yeah, I'm going to do a song that I said I wrote about love. Actually, you can imagine, write about love. It's a little bit negative, but it's more that like I don't want to avoid disappointment. So this song has got proof me wrong. It's like, I'd like it to work out, but I'm expecting worse. In such a long time I've been living like this.
My application to both YouTube and Facebook, but Instagram it doesn't allow me to do it. I think I'll have to add a location after the stream is over, but yeah, these two already have it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so just Instagram that doesn't have it.
I think this time is good because the guys who are participated here, they were saying it's good to have a clear view. So I think today you anchor it properly. Because last time we were people without it, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Today is much better, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is weird then.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
When we try to swim together, it's just the way we're wired to be. Used to believe in love, and then rain splendor, and the night came with the seas were. It was fake and I surrendered.
It's looking good, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
song about police violence. It's something I write about quite a lot actually. It's race and racist I wrote a story about a young original who's been to death as well as he just started a rolling business.
So when you investigate on a retreat. Very, very good. Yes. And at that time I was also a pedestrian. And when you're a pedestrian, it's hard to get anything. So I've been a spiritual prisoner. So I thought I was going to have a car. He took me to the night market to cater to one of my rooms. What I want to do with myself since you're away. Now that you're gone, I have to face the truth of it, there's some good time. Won't you come back to me and take me to your tree? Won't you come back to me and take me to your tree?
Just come to me. Very tall, aren't you?
I'll take that to your a heart cracked open wide. The universe came flying and I thought that space inside. Cause you make me feel like the woman that I am. All alone. Won't you come back to me and take me to the light tree? All alone. Won't you come back to me and take me to the light tree? Won't you come back to me and take me to the light tree? Won't you come back to me and take me to the light tree? Won't you come back to me and take me to the light I know you think I'm crazy, maybe it's true. 'Cause there's nothing in this world I want so much as to be with you. The way that you love me, so deep and so right. I'll sing to you all day and keep you up all night. I'll give you love. Won't you come back to me and take me to the light tree? Won't you come back to me and take me to the light tree? Won't you come back to me and take me to the light tree? Well, thanks very much. You've got a wonderful audience in your own unique way. And thanks for the people who listen and especially this guy. These guys are really fun.
Right, everyone, can I get everyone's attention, please? Right, guys. Right, so just want to get everyone's attention really quickly, please. Can we just have a big round of our singer Annalie Wilson tonight?
I'm actually also doing I've got a performance of my own coming up at Green Note in Camden, award-winning folk venue on Wednesday the 16th of October. There's still a few tickets for that. It's going to be a slightly different vibe, a bit more intimate, so you're very welcome to come, and you can also check out the music on Spotify, YouTube and all of that stuff. Annalie Wilson, thank you very much.
Annalie Wilson. Condition is our first creative of the night. I do want to thank Richard Michalik and Harry Maroon for this shy film event tonight. And I also do want to thank Martin, our magician, who will be around, and you may see him in the blue suit. So please look out for him with some magic tricks. And I do want to thank you guys again, for you who are coming again, who are coming a bit later. Thank you for coming with the weather conditions. It's wonderful fun. But tonight I do want all of us to look up and have some fun. And so, we're also going to thank our door lady Cher, my heart as well. I've seen her coming in. First up, we are going to have some Q&A guests who are going to speak to us about some film production. I want to introduce so we're going to just take a quick break and then we're going to come back for a Q&A. So in the meantime, get to know someone. Hopefully by the end of this event, you can meet at least 10 people. Who knows? And again, look out for the magician because he'll be coming around. Right guys, I'll sit down.
You tell again.
my first but I do promote them. So this is what I'm saying. If you're playing with it, just say hi. It's much easier to read. Like this is for you. You want to come down. I work in 2 minutes, but I'm also a comedian and a musician. This is my show. Rappers and guests. Dedicated to the event, and it's 30% off. What do you do? Everything connected to the film and theater, maybe. I like to see young people coming up and being so creative. Because you know sometimes we people of a certain age thinking better when you come up with new ideas. I told Harry because I need to hear very good at his get together. But you should exchange. Besides this, you should exchange your handles. For instance, my handles are here on the social media. This is a business one. My email and everything. Alright, good. Glad to see you. All planets, the mothership and everything. I mean, it's not as cool as your color. I mean, they kind of, not necessarily force you, but I would say they tend to overlook you if you're not over 25. For instance, I have an age, and the age said, you've got to be there, otherwise you're not promoted. Yeah, but at this stage of yours, you should go to everyone. Acting, camera hands-on things, production, a little bit of writing, a little bit of lighting, DOP, photography, a little bit of everything. And then the ocean. And to be, sorry to say, it has to be commercial. I mean, it has to go with otherwise, you better make money out of it. Look beyond your passion. And the industry has to make money. I mean, you have to make money. If you don't work, it doesn't last well for the general public that but at first you do whatever shit you want to do, whatever shit you want to do, you learn. Yeah, whatever you want. You have what? You have a business card. Yeah, it's an old-fashioned book. It's an old-fashioned thing, but I think and with my name on it, you can find your LinkedIn and find your media. You're looking come here just for events and weekends maybe. Your parents are well. Darby, I've been there so many times. Oh, I know Darby.
I want to raise the university. You're 6 months. You're
'for a place to shoot, whether it's a house or flat somewhere in London or within the area. We do have a location in Brighton, but because of the distance, it is quite far. And anyone who does provide that, a house or a flat for us, they'll be given executive producer credentials on the film. And for our one of our productions, which is called Mind Games. So this one at the top here is Mind Games. It's in development. We are looking for either someone to play some of the roles in this production, or someone to provide us with a location. And then hopefully with the good work that we all do, with the revenue that comes in, then they'll be able to split with the crew, and that I can't explain what will happen. But okay, and we also have Lost Soul, it's a drama thriller. This one, It's really interesting because this one has a 3.5 million budget that they're working with the talent manager in the US and international. And so this one is, so I'd say everyone can look out for that coming soon within the next year. And we also have another production it's an independent production called Beneath the Surface. And what it is, mainly it's about understanding the UK racial disturbances. And this one we would also like some contributors who again will be added into the credentials as executive producer, or if you would like to play some roles as well. So for more information, you can go to shyfilms.co.uk, or we are here in person. You can speak to Harry. He's wearing a nice shiny green suit. It's got some sparkles on it. Or you can speak to Richard. He's wearing a bright, lovely blue top. Velvet. That is the correct word for that. And so what we're going to show for you today for Mind Games, our lead actor for this production, we're going to show this clip, his audition clip, to everyone. So. Oh, bear with us, please. Just another moment, please. In the meantime, until we do his audio.
Dave from Glasgow, and I'm reading for the part of Toby, Pete, and Steve. Thank you.
Toby, do you understand anything of what we're saying? Do you like football?
Toby's not here right now.
What do you mean?
I'm not Toby. My name's Steve. Steve Matthews.
Okay, Steve, who is this man?
It does look like me, but that's not my name, nor my date of birth.
How old are you then?
I'm 43.
Do you understand why we're here?
Something about a murder?
Correct. A man was assaulted and later died in this house. His name is Justin Stevenson and was significantly wealthy. An interesting thing is that nothing was taken from this house, no forced entry. He only has a son who has a key. But that wasn't the time of the attack.
Toby.
Exactly, and that's why we need to speak to him rather urgently.
I appreciate that. But I can assure you it's not me. Scout's on it.
Jeez. Okay, Steve, what's the last thing you remember?
What, like something noteworthy?
Yeah.
It would have been. It was probably that really shit Sunday roast.
I'm sorry?
I said the last thing I remember was that really shit Sunday roast at the King's Arms in Farringdon.
Today's Wednesday, so you're telling me the last thing you remember is from Sunday?
Well, now the last thing I remember is looking at this over the light. How you doing, darling?
Toby, I mean Steve.
It's Pete. Toby and Steve are busy at the moment.
Right, okay. Pete, do you know who this man is?
That's Toby. Or at least it's Toby's driving license.
Now go on, how old are you?
Well, Toby's 27. So I guess I am as well.
And who is Toby to you?
That's complicated.
Right, can we get a round of applause for Toby, please? Okay, now, from my understanding, we do have some people among us who are here to pitch some of their projects. Could anyone maybe come through the audience? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to have a 5 minutes break and then we're going to have a Q&A session. So again, you could go back to some networking, have a drink, we can go to the toilets. The men's toilet does have a piano inside. If you haven't seen it, please come.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So today, now we have some guest speakers here for you. We have Miles Johnson, who's a producer, Gabrielle Reed, a director, and we have Ron Marshall, who is a producer and writer and director. And we also have Werner Schumann here for you for a Q&A talk. So once they're speaking, please get your questions ready. I'm sure they have loads more to tell you.
So just get to the microphone.
So we're having a few technical difficulties. Don't know if you've noticed by the mic sometimes. But how's everyone doing? Alright? Having some good talks, conversations, nice drinks. Yeah. I haven't seen anyone fall on the floor yet, so I hope we're doing well. I hope we are inspired though, because I do like being in a room full of creatives. So
Best couple.
I guess in the meantime, speak for themselves until we're ready to start.
Working. Okay, it's working. 2 minutes to 1 minute. 1 minute. Hey.
It's raining last time. Yeah, we were recently. Today's raining.
Almost your answer.
Another 5 minutes.
Make a funny question.
Just around it.
16 years old each. Yeah, the one.
Sorry guys, we need to Sorry guys. Can you put it behind yourself, guys? Sorry. Yeah. Sorry guys, can I just... Thank you.
Kids.
Behind. Morally, can you put it behind you, this cable, so that nobody tips it?
One. Hey, kids! Sorry guys.
So we're back, guys. Alright, so we are going to start this talk with our film director, Vern Schumann.
Thank you. A pleasure to be here again. I like to say that I'm a film director. I directed some independent feature films. Some of my films are distributed all over the world. In UK, mostly on Prime Video. I think you can find on Prime Video here Absolution. Sorry, it's a crime comedy drama. The Year of the Soul, it's a drama comedy. And we completed some months ago The Widow's Moon in California. It's a drama thriller that I have no idea when it's going to be distributed. I heard it's going to be premiere on Paramount Plus American only. The reason I'm saying that, because the industry now is having a big change. The audience are changing, so the films for this new generation seem not that relevant anymore like it was before. So we are trying to understand what's going on with the industry when we make a film, why we are making films. So I am a member of Directors UK, that's the most important association here for film directors, TV. I also helped to found the Directors Charitable Foundation. This charity is very important because, especially during the COVID, helped financially several directors, theater directors, commercial, TV, film, documentary, fiction. We helped financially these people. I'm not involved with this Directors Charitable Foundation. I'm very proud that I was part of it to set this important body. But my friend Andrew Sean is the president of this body, and so they are doing a very good job and raising money and helping directors. So that's our main role. So and I am developing new films, new projects. I am basically a storyteller. It doesn't matter the genre. I love to collaborate with people when people come with ideas or. Now I have lots of pitches, especially we are developing 3 feature films with English producers with a higher budget. And so for me it's very hard now to read a script or pitches because I'm very busy. But I love to collaborate with actors, directors, costume designers, and lots of people. And so that's my life, that's been my role in the business. And I hope to continue to make films, but we are trying to understand what's going on with our industry. Hollywood now is around 40% of unemployment. The industry is falling down. We don't know what is happening. People are not interested to watch films, especially in cinemas. That's why my films are going to streaming. So this new film, The Widow's Moon, I don't have any hope to see in cinemas, because when we make a film, we give the film to the distribution, to the sales agent. The sales agent will sell to the distributors. And I have no idea when my film is going to be on Chinese TV or Japanese or Turkish or UK, so I have no idea. So that's been my role. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Gabe. I'm the founder and CEO of Brighton-based production company Circle Pictures. I come from an acting background, which kind of informs. I'll use the word. Hello. Great, thank you. yeah, I come from an acting background, and I started out kind of watching whatever would be on TV or whatever my mum would let me watch, and it would start as, I think, Spider-Man, watching Spider-Man, wanting to be him, and then watching Jason Bourne and wanting to be an assassin, which I announced at dinner one day with some people that we hadn't seen in a while, so that was a bit awkward. But whatever I saw, I wanted to become, and that was kind of the beginning of my life in cinema. And certainly growing up, superheroes were a huge influence. Wanted to become like them, to embody them and what they represent. And I tried dance, that was all that was available to me, so I did ballet, but I wasn't very good. And then I tried tap and I wasn't very good. And I thought, alright, I'll write code for video games. And so I started that, and that was the first time I wanted the company, when I was about 11. And then I found theatre, or it found me, I guess, through GCSEs, and I was doing that, and I stumbled into college, and then I stumbled into drama school, and then I stumbled out of drama school, and I stumbled into film school, and now I've stumbled out of film school, but with a lot of knowledge and hope for the future. And I think very much in what you're saying, I think a lot of people are disheartened by cinema at the moment, and I feel like it's because it's not sincere anymore, and it's not dealing what it should, and I think it's not giving people what they want. I think it's nihilistic, I think it's pessimistic, and I think it's not hopeful. I think time and time again, the people that actually want to go see these movies are disappointed, let alone the people that they drag along, whether it's Valentine's Day or Christmas or Halloween or whatever. I think the magic of cinema is lost, and that's where Sequitur hopefully comes in. And we've just finished, Mars and I, we just finished our second short film, Unlucky, which is a psychological thriller which I wrote and directed, and we produced together. And we're currently producing 2 projects next year. One's a pilot for a show, and the other one is a beautiful short film directed by Alessandro Magnabosco, who I worked under in his most recent film, The Second Prince, and I played the role of the Second Prince. We're going to be slowly building up the productions that we're taking in, so we're looking for number 3, so if you have something, please bring it to us. We'd love to hear it. And we're currently developing features, 2 features, 1 show and 1 episode for Black Mirror. Slowly it's coming, and we're hopeful for the future, we're hopeful for cinema, we're hopeful for audiences, and yeah, we're very excited to be here today, so thank you.
Hello. Hi, I'm Miles Johnson. I didn't really, not enjoy film, but I didn't really come from a massive filmmaking background. I went to a very, very, very academic school. Oh, am I breaking the mic? Maybe. The other mic is affected. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't really come from a massive sort of drama or filmmaking background. I always had sort of the eye for the arts, but I was sort of oh, what is going on? Am I kicking it?
Yeah,
don't touch anything. I don't touch anything. Okay. But yeah, I went to a really, really. It feels like I'm in a storm. What's going on?
Sorry guys. Technical issues, like filmmaking. This is a real kind of things we can learn from. I've been short. Okay, cool. This is my really cool. Yeah, well, at least I don't have to need everybody doing shorts and keep going. Sound is important in movies, so yeah. Try. Go for it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's work. Good.
Are we back? Oh, that sounds good. Okay, let's go again. Restart. So yeah, right, when to But yeah, I went to a very, very academic high school, so it's quite tough to try and sort of get that creative outlet there. But I always like loved making sort of like little short movies with my friends. There's probably people here that know about like iMovie and those sort of like trailer like templates. They make terrible films, but they were brilliant, and you thought you were going to like win an Oscar for those somehow. But they were fun. They were fun. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, like started off doing a bit of that, and then I always had like an eye for like art design and graphic design, and then kind of on a whim in a way, like went to film school because I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and then eventually arrived there, and it was like much better than I thought it was going to be because I really didn't know what I was going to do at that point. But started doing film, got into sort of producing just again on a bit of a whim actually. It was on like one of our first projects that I actually worked with Gabe on. Yeah, it just got into producing there, and then over the course of the sort of university, decided to stick with it. And I come from quite a logistical background. My mum's definitely part of that as well. She's very, very sort of militant, so that's kind of terrifying. And then I get a bit of like sort of the looseness from my dad, so I think that kind of complements quite well for that sort of role, so I can kind of switch between those, being like personable and trying to still keep like sort of the fun of the filmmaking aspect. But yeah, over the course of uni I did around like sort of like 10 short films, probably way too many. There was definitely points where like, I don't know why I took on like 3 projects within 2 months. So yeah, definitely times where I regretted it. But I met a lot of great people, went through a lot of different challenges that definitely prepared me for industry. It's all about multitasking and just being very consistent. And I feel like I definitely pushed myself to do that within university anyway. But yeah, after uni, went out and like Gabe mentioned, working under the Sequitur sort of model, produced our like second short film, Unlucky, which is, you know, was an amazing experience working with a whole new crew, going through, you know, a completely different sort of casting stage, working with in-industry people instead of being put with a lot of like film school people. It was nice to branch out and meet new people, so that was really exciting as well, especially sort of opening the door to the next level of actors as well. That was another exciting experience. But yeah, currently got, as Gabe was mentioning, 2 films that are sort of ready to go for next year. Me personally on the freelance side, I'm working with Daniel Lane, who's a Brighton-based director. He directed Hornbeam, which did quite well with Channel 4, and it still is up there streaming, so that's going to be exciting to sort of produce my first feature. I don't know how well that'll go, but we'll just see how it is. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't have any like inspirational quotes, but yeah, I'm just going to pass on now. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Okay, we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The reason I'm here is because I really enjoy Harry's little soirees. He's done a fantastic job tonight. Look at all of you. Fantastic. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. Background-wise, my name is Rob Marshall. I'm a producer, director, and writer. So, historically, I spent 20 years as a musician, set up a recording company, set up a recording studio. Studio and company became a production company, and we're currently based in Chiswick in West London. We produce commercial video, voiceover for TV, and music. And in 2020, we did the post-production for a commercial film, which then, because of the extent of our involvement, I became a co-producer of the film, and suddenly got this little bug, which was the film industry. So unfortunately, now I'm stuck here working on 2 feature film projects. One is a documentary about the journey of a trans man, and the other one is a scripted, which is with a production company at the moment. We have a couple of A-listers involved, and we're just looking to take it to the next level. That's pretty well it, I think. That's what I'm here for, is to just mix and mingle, have a beer, and talk film industry. There you go.
Thank you, guys. Can we just one more round of applause for all of our creators. Can I just say, I'm really, really appreciative of everyone being here as well, and all the talks and all the knowledge that we've got from all the talks that we've got from every one of you. I think it was really inspiring for me, and I'm practically a newbie in the industry, but I really hope everyone has got something from all of you today. And we'll be moving on to our next act, let's say.
Some questions?
Yes. Do we have any questions in the audience for any? That was almost a hand up.
Oh, sorry, that was misleading.
Okay. Oh.
I know you said that in general, the filmmaking industry has like problems with jobs and stuff. From what I heard, from the little I know about the film industry, a lot of it is moving to United Kingdom for the reason that here is a bit cheaper in terms of like traveling, access to Europe quite easily. So from what I heard, there's more and more jobs in here compared to America. Is that true, or from your experience, or?
Yeah, from the latest report we got from Directors UK, 60% of the directors are unemployed here in different sectors, and that's the reality. Unfortunately, is that bad. So we are trying to understand, like I said, television is a dying medium, it's dying. Like my partner, co-producer, his wife is, she has a company that produces factual documentaries and this kind of thing, like or even comedies like Have I Got News for You, or The Most Dangerous Jails Around the World. And she used to have a turnover of 7 million per year. Now it's 0 because the marketing, the publicity is not investing, they are not interested in television anymore. So it's a dying medium. So lots of things are dying, and we are in the middle of this change. So the reality is like that. Maybe it's cheaper for Hollywood to make a Star Wars here or any other film, but overall the situation, I'm sorry, I don't want to be negative or pessimistic, but it's not that good. I don't know if someone wants to complete. Yeah.
It's Miles' electric personality which is doing this, all this interference, right? You become radioactive, mate. It's great. Yeah, I'm not so deeply involved in the film industry. My history isn't film, so I can't speak with any great expertise. But what I'm seeing is what I would call the democratization of production. And for every qualified, hard-working director that's unemployed, there is a YouTuber making a shitload of money. And I don't think that's, I can't say whether it is or not a bad thing, but what I know is that basically what it's all about is shifting. We saw this happen in the music industry 20 years ago. So the music industry was extremely stalwart, and if you even taped a song off the radio, they would be saying, oh, that's copying, it's criminal, it's blah, blah, blah. And when MP3s came along, the music industry just like took a very strong stance and totally did not develop in according with the technology that was happening. Film industry is going to be exactly the same. It's exactly the same thing. It's an artistic medium, and there are huge amounts of structures in the film industry. If you go to film college, you guys, you'll see, you're given terminology, you're given names, you're given structures for the job that happens in the industry. It's in the States, it's unionized, which is not a bad thing. But what I'm saying is that the structure is there. It's very rigid, and you've got just millions and millions of TV channels. I think it was Bruce Springsteen saying 56 channels and nothing on. It's 56 million channels and nothing on there. And this is what the film industry is up against. It's up against Young Turks, it's up against YouTubers, TikTokers, and what it needs to do is to compete in that field. The reason that there are now, Werner just said 60% unemployed directors in this country. Well, the reason is because there were 60% more employed when the industry was changing through the democratization that was driven by the technology. And I think we need to keep an eye on this, and we need to move quicker, just like the music industry has. Apple looked at it and thought, 8 to 9 pence for a track, I think people will pay that. And they were absolutely right. They sold 4 billion pieces of music at 8 to 9 pence before the prices started coming down. Spotify did exactly the same thing. It's terrible, the musicians don't get any money, producers don't get any money, directors don't get any money, but it's the way that it is, and we just have to keep an eye on this and make sure that we move in accordance with the speed of technology.
With the price decrease of digital services, it feels like they were cannibalizing the previous generation of, say, for music. The music industry was cannibalized so that Spotify could grow. Now they don't have enough money. Spotify doesn't have enough money. Now they raise their prices. You've got ads, even though you're paying for a premium service. Yep. And to avoid getting the extra ads, you. From the beginning. So in the revolution of technology, in the music or film, be it whatever, the new generation has cannibalized the previous generation, and the barrier to entry in the act of democratizing the technology, the barrier to entry has lowered considerably. So you don't need to go to college and learn to be a good filmmaker. You can just be a filmmaker. Oh, that's much louder. And do you feel that, I'm giving a two-barreled question, I guess. In that sense, do you feel that the standards have become too low in that sense, that you don't need to know about good lighting or ISOs or shutter speed? You just point and shoot. So I think, like say, the Hollywood blockbusters have suffered considerably for that, and even the straight-to-TV movies have lowered in caliber. And I've forgotten the question now.
No, that's a very interesting point. Can I respond? Okay, that's very interesting. Everything that you just said is extremely interesting and very relevant as well. So it's true, but you've got to look at it as an art form. You're absolutely right. The industry has broken down, and you will not get as many great DOPs, as many great gaffers, as many great, the list could go on and on. And the fact of the matter is that I did a job in Helsinki about, it was about 12 years ago. And I did sound. I was hired to go and do the sound for this film in the headquarters of Nokia. And I was told that I would be traveling with the director and the DOP. And these people were young enough to be my children. And they didn't have the qualifications, they didn't have the background, they didn't have the DOP. They called this guy DOP because he had a DSLR in his hand. And I kind of like, the irony is not lost on me, but the fact is that he was paid as a DOP. He was hired as a DOP, and on the invoice that he put in was DOP. You can't argue with it if that's what happened. You're absolutely right about the quality. The amount of films I've seen at BAFTA over the past couple of years, you can count the good ones. Sorry, I can. Obviously, it's all a personal opinion, but I can count the good ones on one hand out of so many films that I've seen. And I think it's based on the fact that there was a golden era. I mean, I think it was, maybe even 50 odd years ago, the golden era of filmmaking. And it built, this structure built because it was necessary. You're kind of like, well, we need somebody that's had 50 years experience in the lighting industry to light this set. And these days, of course, technology has said, well, I can film you guys without any lighting at all, you know. And so technology has always facilitated this. Just remember that moving pictures was this amazing technological phenomenon when it started, and then as, you know, these things build, they come back down again. Music was the same. You couldn't make an album for yourself in the 1950s and 60s. Come 1995, everybody's making an album in their bedroom, and some of those albums became top sellers. So you've got this situation where it's, you know, this competition. You're always battling what's going on, and absolutely, you know, quality-wise, the golden era was going to produce quality because you had a real DOP, a real camera operator, who were separate people, you know, plus a whole load of assistants that were helping them out. And, you know, and now what you've got is one person who's the DOP with a camera, calls themselves a cinematographer, and it's because they're holding an ARRI instead of a DSLR. You know, so you know, the problem is, it's the situation. This is where we're at. I'm not as pessimistic as some about this, because I think I've seen some amazing stuff shot on iPhone. I've actually seen some amazing stuff shot on ARRI, bizarrely, by people that are not qualified to shoot an ARRI. You know, but there's, like, you know, people that didn't go through film school sometimes come out of the box differently, and it works. You know, so you've got this situation where technology is allowing people to make film that couldn't make film. Most of the time it's dross, but that was the same in the old days when people tried to do something in their garage and recorded it, it was dross. So you've got to, you know, it's this permanent battle between the art form, discipline, and technology. Technology is going to let somebody do it for me. You know, I'm undercut all the time by somebody that will do it cheaper than me. And, you know, I just have to accept that. You know, if I'm not prepared to do it cheaper than them, then I'm just going to have to let the job go, and that's the way that's the situation. They don't necessarily do a worse job than me. Most of the time they do, of course, but you know, but not necessarily.
Do you think that will ricochet?
Yes.
Because people are paying less, they're expecting to pay less.
Yeah, no, but people don't expect to pay. As soon as the internet came along, people don't expect to pay for anything. LimeWire, what's all of those freebie places? Totally illegal, supposedly, but let's face it, everybody got used to having free music, and that was it. I'm a composer, I'm a musician. You know, I earned £4.87 from Spotify last year. You know, I know. I haven't even checked the PRS payments, but because I've scored a film. The film got an award for the music, an international award for the music of the film. And I don't know what I've earned. It's next to nothing, to be honest with you. It's not worth talking about. So so we do have this situation. However, somebody somewhere is repeat watching a video that somebody did on their iPhone, you know, and they're fascinated. And there is an art form in there. So what you're going to get is new uses of new technology, and those people will become experts. And and those people will take, they will run with this. So instead of some DOP that spent 50 years lighting a scene before they even turn the camera on, you've got somebody that's got an iPhone and just knows how to do it because they've spent 5 years holding it in different positions and getting to know the technology and working it, and then whatever's the edit and how to use AI to play with it afterwards and this type of stuff. It's just an ongoing thing. It's always been an up and down journey, and I just think it's going to be the same. And sadly, I'm a little bit too old to get back on the treadmill. But there you go. I think that's the way it is.
Okay, one more question. This relates to what was just been said. I had a conversation with a friend in Berlin. It was about script writing. And she said that apparently next year 30% of German filmmaking is going to be cut, and they are very aware of the threat that artificial intelligence presents to them in terms of writing scripts, especially if the script is following a certain pattern, which could be, for instance, a love, a romance that we've all seen a million times before. It just has different actors. The example given was Notting Hill, you know, where you have a certain pattern. Stuff like that can already be written by artificial intelligence easily because you just have to give a good prompt. So, yeah. So as they seem to be aware of this and they're trying to work against it by having the film funding no longer going into the making of the film, but taking a proportion of film funding into the development of the film. So what they're trying to do apparently is the remaining films, those who are not scrapped, are supposed to be better quality. That would obviously go with everybody here. We've already said quality has gone down and they don't really want to switch TV on anymore. But there seemed to be a movement against it, but it also comes with being cut.
Okay, I just want to say one thing about that, actually. Sorry, I'm taking over. You guys just step in whenever you want to, okay? This was really interesting what you said. In terms of the threat from AI, I don't feel that pessimistic about the threat. I don't think it's a threat from AI. I don't think that the funding has been dropped by 30% in Germany or here or wherever because AI can do this job. I think the fear is there, and there's a certain amount of fundamental stuff that can be done by AI. But AI, I mean, have you read it? Have you read even the latest iteration of ChatGPT or any of the other AI services? If you put something in and give it enough information, what it gives you back, I still look at it and go, that's AI. That looks like AI, right? That feels like AI. And also, the fact is that we have as human beings, our minds are far more sophisticated than we think. And the threat from AI has a long way to go before it starts to really get into what we are. So in terms of writing, in terms of writing stuff, the threat is not AI. The threat is penny pinchers that can't find a route to market at the end because the industry is so diluted now, and they're making the excuse very often that AI is threatening everything and taking over and it's blah blah blah. AI, actually, there is an interesting thing about AI on Spotify, because Spotify has started creating its own AI music and slipping it in when you're not noticing it, which is diluting what you're actually paying for in subscription form. I wanted to make another point. Oh yes, television. So you said we don't want to put television on these days because it was sort of, well, you're right to an extent, but I've spent the past maybe 5 years like seeing screenings and and premieres and this type of stuff, and coming home and having to say to my kids, nope, that was bloody awful. And then sitting down and putting the TV on and watching Succession, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Slow Horses. I could name.
Sounds of Anarchy.
Give me a bit of. Sorry?
Sounds of Anarchy.
Yeah. So, but I mean, and everybody in this room also probably has the same opinion about something. They've all got their favorite streamer, their favorite streaming show, which has gone way over. So, my personal opinion, Succession was the best television ever made, right? Now, everybody has their own opinion about that type of stuff, but the actual quality is there, but it's localized, it's focused, and we have too much television. That's the problem. It's not that the quality has gone down, it's that you have to trawl through dross to find what you want. And I'm literally quite happy to go back and watch a whole load of these series again. When I'm trawling through the dross, I'll just go watch Better Call Saul again or something like that. So the quality hasn't completely disappeared, is what I'm saying here. Sometimes the gatekeepers realize and then go back and spend a bit of money and do a bit of proper work, hire the right DOP, hire the right writers, which is the important thing, because writing is suffering a great deal, and it does happen. But so, for me, television isn't dross per se. It's just that you have to filter through all of the millions of TV shows. When I was a kid, I had 3 channels to watch. It's press the button on the TV, right? So that's all we had to watch. Now, I could flick through 1 million channels, I wouldn't have time, but flick through hundreds, thousands of channels to look at content. So, you know, there's going to be some dross. In the 1960s, the classic era of popular music, we forget the dross. There was a huge amount of rubbish produced in the 60s as well, you know. So this is the situation that we've got. So, you know, so anyway, I just wanted to make that point about television, is that there is some very good stuff. I'm sure you've got some favourite shows. And there is some very good stuff being made, but it's surrounded by low budget, quick, you know, low concentration stuff, and that's the problem.
I think that's what they want to do, exactly what you said.
Right.
Cut out the crutch and put the money into something really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Which means it needs to be structured, but the problem that they've got is that they're competing commercially with channels that have, you know, I mean, people at Amazon, I don't know how many films they have on their system. My film is on Amazon. It's buried, you know? It's very hard to get that film promoted because it's, you know, because it's like, you know, it's buried under what must be millions of other films. And, you know, whether my film is any good or not is really immaterial because it's buried under a whole load of stuff where other filmmakers, other PR companies have worked out the algorithms to get a little bit higher and get a little bit more notice, do a bit more PR, a bit more promotion. So we're not, you know, we're not dealing with making quality film. We're not dealing with build it and they will come. We're dealing with, you know, you need to know what the algorithms are. You need to use all of this new technology to try and get your film made and it's film seen. And it doesn't necessarily deserve to be seen. It's just, these are new skills that we just have to contend with. But I do get your point about, you know, it would, if it works, if that reduction in expenditure and that focus works, I would be all for it because that's exactly what Amazon and Apple have done in terms of gaining traction. And they're doing it for critical mass. The rest of the stuff that's on their platforms is just as bad as everything else. But they're doing the quality for critical mass. It's down to us as consumers to find the quality rather than to filter through the rubbish.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, considering we're on the topic of the changing of times and the development of media, like we're looking at the streaming platform as opposed to cinema, and we're now talking about social media as well, I thought it'd be a really good discussion point to talk about the changing presence of film and how we're I guess, losing maybe originality and ideas. I think very recently we've seen a lot of companies or studios really lean into this idea of building cinematic universes, or doubling down on prequels and sequels, and there's not a lot of original film ideas and pitches that come to light. So I'm guessing as directors and producers, people who, you know, you work heavily with the idea of a concept or an idea or a pitch, you know, what do you think about the changing of times and we're losing a lot of original content? Yeah, that's the question.
Well, my opinion is technology is always good. I'm always happy to work with new technologies. I think it is great, like you said, making a film with an iPhone. But it still is a medium that requires lots of money. Of course, you can say, oh, a young director can make a cheap film. It is a good start, but film, in order to make a good film, you need people, and people cost money, you know. You need to feed these people, you need studios, and technology is not that cheap. You can make a film with your iPhone, with your photographic camera, but film costs lots of money, you know, to make it because you need to pay people. I remember the first time that I went to Cannes Film Festival, the first meeting that I got, and I said they like my project, and the woman asked me, what is the budget? I said, oh, it's not a big budget, it's around 5 million. She said, oh, no, sorry, this is too low for us. It has to be 10 million. Of course, I want to say, no, but I can make it with 10, but it was too late. Why? Because they don't want to lose their fees, because that's their earning. They are professionals. They They need to earn their money. It's not just, you know, you can call your friends and make a movie. And I think it's brilliant. I love low budget, no budget films. But there's a certain point that you need, with technology or not, you need money. And also technology is very, very important because the great revolutions will come with the new technologies. I don't think that in the future we're going to use cameras anymore. We're going to use the AI to give the right input, and the cinematographer will give the right light. The costume designer will say, okay, I want that costume red. And we are not going to, I'm talking about in the next 100 years or so. But I don't think even cameras will be something, oh, he's still using camera, my God, and put in a box, and then, you know, this will not happen, you know. And I'm not afraid of this. I'm not afraid of AI. I'm not afraid of change. But we need to understand that this new generation, they are seeing things in a different way. They don't care if it is Francis Ford Coppola or any other. They don't like it. They want to see their phone, and there is nothing wrong, you know, with that. I think it is, you know, it's normal, and we have to. I don't want to be that old guy that said, "Oh, my time was better. It was amazing." You know, we know that in the music industry, in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, if a singer had a hit, he could be millionaire with just one song. Some people became millionaire. Today, it's impossible. You know, some guys, when the music is very successful, you got $2,000 of shares. You know, that's why when you say, "Oh, I got 4 pounds," and rides at whoa, that's very high, because lots of people are getting lower than that. It's amazing. Consider yourself millionaire. Okay, it's just yeah. So maybe the young guys here, they have their own view about the technology, and yeah, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add to what they said. It's just called evolution. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love it. Yeah. You just have to keep good memories going.
Yeah, I think all my opinions have to be prefaced by a certain sense of naivety and lack of experience. So I would love to open it to the floor and get comments and the rest of the panel as well. But for me, it's a conversation between margins. And I think pre-COVID, production companies got used to investing pretty decent money, but fairly efficiently, and reaping huge rewards. And like any form of imitation, you're going to get rubbish forms of imitation. And so a lot of people tried to imitate it and failed. And so they've tried again and again and again, and the market, as a result, has become very saturated. And now there are huge disparities in budgets, with massive inflated budgets of upwards of 100 million to make something that loses a lot of money. Or very, very little money with limited technology, iPhones, blah, 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 to make something that is interesting and experimental, but something that does lack traditional quality and quality that people do still align with. Why do we still cling to film? It's like, it's a bit more difficult to deal with. If you want to review the footage, you have to get a certain piece of kit so then you can record what is recorded and then watch it back. But why do we still look at film as a beautiful art form? And why is it still favoured in film festivals? Or when cinephiles see that, oh, it's shot in film, oh, okay, great, amazing. Or IMAX, you know, people pay more to see a bigger image. Oh, all right, who cares? But people do. And so it's this huge disparity between investing and a lot of incompetence, in industry incompetence, and people getting jobs where I'm like, why have you gotten this? And coming from film school, you know, you were discussing about, you get educated about, no you don't. And there's many people there that I watch, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, they have no plan, they come out and they do nothing, but they get the opportunities. But then why do they get the opportunities? So it's an oversaturation of incompetence. And then when you invest into incompetence, well, then you get rubbish. And then you get into an echo chamber throughout production, and then, it comes out to crickets. Nobody cares. So it's being honest from a production front. What do you need to invest into this film? Not 100 million, but what about 30? 30 million, you can make Baby Driver with 30 million. about $4 million, you can make Get Out. What about $12,000 you can make Paranormal Activity? So for me, it's a question of using technology and AI and implementing that, but smart, with the people that deserve the opportunity, with the people that can see what people want, with unique individual IPs and not reusing and rehashing old ones, but giving people hope like they did. Like old IPs, we watch them and we feel comforted. Why? Because they tell a narrative story of the hero's journey oftentimes, and we come out of it feeling good and gooey and all warm. But we come out of a lot of these projects and they're nihilist and pessimistic, and we come out, oh God. Or I was lectured by a bunch of people that are out of touch with reality. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, great. I'm glad I wasted 12 quid on that. Do you know what I mean? And I had to drive all the way over there. So it's a question of massive disparity. Let's reduce the budget. Let's concentrate on what matters. And AI certainly can't do that. And I think it's a question about humanity within film, which we've lost even without AI. So yeah, I would love to open it up. I think there's a question here, but there's a comment here. But yeah.
Can I just say one thing very quickly? I think everybody in this room is looking at things from the. I think everybody in this room is looking at things from the bottom up. Nobody is looking at things from the top down, which is the way business really works. Walt Disney managed to lose $2 billion last year making movies that people did not want to see, and the reasons behind it are complicated and would involve BlackRock, etc. And I'll let you finish.
Okay, thank you. You totally touched on exactly what I was about to say. Actually, I wanted to touch on two things. Let's keep on what Gabe was talking about. Oh, sorry, what Gabe was talking about, and what this gentleman here has just touched on as well, is I think we reached a milestone last year when the biggest grossing movie almost of all time, needed $200 million of promotion to get it where it got to, and that was it an Emmy? It didn't get anywhere near the Oscars. It got a Golden Globe for the biggest grossing movie of of the year, and it's like they spent $200 million to get $1 billion back, basically. If we're in this area, this is totally where we do not want to be. But unfortunately, money talks. It's as simple as that. So that's so this is exactly what you were saying, right? So like from the top down, you can't get more from the top down, basically. They made a movie. They probably looked at it halfway through and thought, uh-oh, we're going to have to spend $200 million on this to get it anywhere. And of course, they were very lucky to get the whole media circus tied up with Oppenheimer at the same time, which was a slightly better movie. But what's interesting is what Werner was saying earlier about you need the money to make it, and you touched on it as well, Gabe, but you brought this down a bit and compared, and it's actually quite interesting. Sideways. Has anybody seen the film Sideways? It got like an Oscar and all this kind of stuff. That was a very low budget movie. The problem that we have now is not making them, it's that Sideways probably wouldn't get a look in on any of the festivals. So it wouldn't get anywhere near the Oscars, it wouldn't get recognized, it wouldn't get distribution, it wouldn't get anywhere because $200 million promoting Barbie, basically. So this is the issue that we've got, is the money is really talking at the top here. And what's coming underneath is really just like swimming with sharks. And that's the issue that we've got. But the film industry, like any industry, the music industry, the art industry, anything like the creative, in any creative industry, is driven by the bottom line. And unfortunately, the film industry in particular has a structure now which is really, you said, Werner said, you got to spend the money to make a decent movie. Well, the problem is you can spend the money sometimes. What was that water-based film that's cost $100 million? Waterworld, right? You can spend the money sometimes, it doesn't work, but actually, in the big scheme of things, $100 billion spent over a certain period of time most of those movies will recoup purely because of the money that was spent on them, not the quality. And that's the issue that we have in the film industry. It's not just film industry, the creative industry in general. It just happens to be film at the moment as the flag bearer for this approach. Not a great deal we can do about it except for to continue to make good stuff and just to hope that certain people appreciate it. But but it's really fascinating about what Gabe was saying about somebody is going to get an Oscar for making a film on their iPhone quite soon, I'm sure. It's a massive risk, but it's not a massive financial risk because they're using an iPhone. So so you've got this creativity. It'll be novel. That's the reason it will happen. It'll be novel, and then nobody will be interested in the iPhone anymore for a long time. But this whole thing is all based on what we are fed through $200 million worth of advertising on any particular movie or whatever the PR budget is. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, unfortunately at the moment the entire industry is gatekeeper money driven to far too greater an extent, and unfortunately the creativity is suffering for it.
Right, and also remember everybody, Blair Witch Project, famous 50,000. It actually had a $1 million Sci-Fi Channel promo.
But sorry, when we are talking about Hollywood productions, we always had this division: big films and low budget films. We always had low budget films. In the 60s, 70s was 16mm films. So we always had this. And of course you say, oh, that Sideways made it, but they make 100,000 films, maybe 1 or 2 low budget films will make it. So the reality, this is the real thing. It's not that, oh, everybody's gonna make a film. We always made the films low budget. My films are still low budget. My new film is under $1 million. It's not a big film, The Widow's Moon. But that's the real thing. So it's not that all the films are 100 million and that's why it's not working. This is not true. This is not true. There are lots of independent films, but we don't know what to do. But the distributors cannot make money out of it. In Sundance, there are thousands of great films. So they asked me to go fast because we need to close, right?
Because we only have 5 minutes left, and we were meant to send you guys off to the rooftop. We can't have any more questions now, but you can speak along with each other. So what we are going to do is going to network again with everyone for now. But can we get one more round of applause for our panel, please? So yes, upstairs we have the rooftop terrace bar where you can visit. You can stay down here, have a chat, and do whatever you like. And that will be all. Well, before you go, I would like to say we are all creatives. And the industry is changing. The one thing that we can build in our skills is to create feeling within people. Whatever drives your motivation within your skill, show that to people, and that's how the change will happen. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's come. I hope you've had some fun and learned loads more things. And again, thank you guys, and hope enjoy the rest of your night.